Hi guys, welcome back to Phoenix Flight Manual channel. Today I'm going to be doing my first collective, or like pick a card. So of course it's really collective because there's multiple options. So this is going to be focused on what is being brought up to be cleared out for this lunar eclipse. So it's coming right up. I know a lot of people are focused on getting into union. For those who are and for those who aren't, this is a really, really powerful, potent time to do deep healing. So the benefit of doing this self-healing and this introspection and really like going deep at this time of the lunar eclipse, which is July 16th, which that partial lunar eclipse is also on the full moon. So it is about clearing out any shadow aspects of ourselves, and it's about transformation, you know. And so that's what we need to do to achieve powerful transformation, is we have to cut away parts of ourselves. And why not cut away the parts that we don't need anymore and we don't want? No good for us. So I'm going to actually end up using all of these decks for all of the readings, but just to help you to discern which group you want to be in. I'm just going to go ahead and show you the decks. I was going to do it like so you could see, but then I'm used to this setup. I didn't want to mess around with it. So Group 1, the Earth Magic Oracle deck with the Shudakite crystal. Okay, so if that's calling to you, that's Group 1. You can see the timestamps below. Group 2 is the Gateway to the Divine Tarot deck and the Quartz crystal. And then group number 3 is the Wildwood Tarot with the seashell. So, whichever of those combinations jumped out at you, like I said, I'm going to use all of the decks for the readings. It's just to help you discern which group you want to choose. And of course, you can watch them all. So if you do choose a group and it doesn't resonate with you, you know, take a look at one of the other ones. So group number 1, Earth Magic Oracle deck and the Shudakite. Okay, so I'm going to start off with an overall kind of like a head card for the reading. So this is the main focus of the healing process that is accessible to those who have chosen this message, and of course who it resonates with, to focus on healing during this lunar eclipse. So let's just get the overall energy for group 1. Interesting. Okay, and then we're gonna get a couple of things. I'm gonna get, hopefully they'll just jump out. I was just about to say 2 cards, which did just drop out. As kind of like, if you want to think about it like a bicycle with training wheels, these are the subsequent aspects. So the overall energy that you want to focus on healing this lunar eclipse is your strength. And to me, what's already standing out about this is getting in touch with what your strengths are. To not take the concept of strength and build upon that, but to like recognize what your strengths are and build upon that, move from there. And then those 2 supporting cards are compassion and shape-shifting. So I'm going to get clarifiers for that too. And let's see. I'm going to use the Wildwood Tarot to do some clarifiers there. So let's go ahead and clarify that Strength card. So what about strength are we interesting needing to focus on, needing to heal, needing to restore? What are we needing to focus on in our strength healing? Our healing around strength. Okay, so the cards that have come up, do it in the order they came out. Okay. So you have so in this tarot deck, they do change the meanings on some cards, some ever so slightly, and some are kind of like opposite. Like the Five of Cups is ecstasy in this deck. So we have the Six of Bows, which is the Six of Wands, which they have named Abundance. I think I'm hiding the name. So how that links together with strength for me, with this love and the compassion and shape-shifting, this is really about, I feel like, getting into divine service, to finding strength in that. And it's really showing up for me as to support yourself. So whether that's financially or spiritually, but getting into your dharma, getting into a divine service of some kind, whether it's just helping out at a charity event or starting a business that's focused on service. Then we have the Ace of Stones, which is the Ace of Coins here, and they've called it the foundation of life. So for me, that's also about strengthening your daily routine, your lifestyle, the structure, the routine that you're using to run your life, you know. Then we have the Wheel, and that's all about change. So it's great strength to be adaptable to change, because resistance just gets in the way of everything that you want. Things that you don't want, but everything that you want to. Resistance is just resistance. And then you have the Tower in reverse, which they call the Blasted Oak. And that also, because they came out together, indicates to me that there's resistance to change. The Tower moment is like the extreme end of change, where something's changing so dramatically that it just completely just changes the whole scene of your life. Okay, so then with the shape shifting, I'm getting a vibe of manifestation, but also transformation. So to me, what I'm getting is intentional changes, which is awesome. If what you're dealing with here, if what you're needing to heal is a resistance to change, taking that up in your own hands is a great way to deal with any anxiety, resistance, or lack of understanding with change, is to be the change. It can remove a lot of resistance and fear around it, which I think it's kind of a strong message that's coming through for everybody. There's too many cards. So I'm just going to keep pulling for clarifiers for this shape-shifting energy that's coming up for healing. Interesting. So what I'm getting with this is like this big transformation that you've been so resistant to, it is showing me that that is because it is totally changing your life, where your friend circle is changing, your point of view is changing, your like position of like who you are, what you're about, what you believe in, and the things that make you happy are changing, which is all a great deal. So got the hearth fire, the world tree, and the joy card all in reverse. That's how they came out. So for me, that is a strong message of like everything is changing. But like I said, this is indicating intentional change. So coming back to that resistance to change, that's very obvious why you would resist such a change, because that's not a change, it's many, 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 many changes, and that's a lot. Also, your point of view, your belief system, like the way you choose to show up in the world, the role you've given yourself, how you identify, your friends group, your, you know, day-to-day support system, and the things that your go-to things that make you happy, whether that's like roller skating or I don't know, playing some kind of online game with your friends, like the things that your go-to things are not getting you there anymore. This is a lot. There's, I mean, it's no wonder why there's resistance, that change. However, as someone who has been through this many, many, many times, and sometimes intentionally and sometimes with a lot of resistance, either way, it always works out for the best. When all of those things are changing all at once, it means that you have outgrown them. And if you hold on to them for too long, you will you'll get stuck, because those things are not going to, there's no turning back the clock. Those things are not going to make you happy anymore. That point of view does not fit you anymore. Those friends are not supporting you in your alignment anymore, because they're aligned over here and now you're over here, and you're just like trying to hang out over there, and you're just stuck in between where you need to be and where you were, or where you are. You're just kind of like hovering, and so it's nowhere to be anyway. We're gonna get clarifiers for the compassion. How's this compassion card linked to the strength healing this eclipse? Interesting. So, with the Wildwood Tarot, they will also pair with animals. And I love that, because I'm very much symbology, and I love animals, and I see, I understand a lot through their characters and their roles in the ecosystem and the chain, you know, the life cycle. So we have the Kingfisher for the King of Swords, or in this deck, the King of Arrows. Kingfisher, like right there in the name, like Kingfisher. So what does that tell me? That's about perception. So swords are about perception, thoughts, things like that. Kingfisher is a bird of prey that is very good at fishing. So what they have to do is be able to see so well and be so good at the hunting process that they can come from their air element dive down into the water element, get there, catch, and get back, like just all in one swoop. So a lot of that's waiting, and a lot of that's having a very keen eye, focus. So this compassion card is connected to this strength healing that is coming up to be healed for this eclipse period. And that's going to help you balance out generosity and exploitation. So if this has been an issue for you in your life, finding that balance between giving and being taken advantage of, this is going to help you balance that out. Don't be afraid to wait for exactly the right moment, but when it comes, you have to go. So you spend like an hour flying over a pond just waiting for the right moment for the fish to be exactly where you know it's gonna need to be by the time you get down there, and you hesitate, and then it dives away right when you would have snapped it up had you gone exactly when you knew you should have. You'll be so pissed and you'll be very hungry. You've used up a lot of energy to wait for that right moment. And then if it's missed, those are high stakes. Like we can forget as humans who go to the grocery store how literally life and death hunting is for animals, the process of feeding themselves. So it's kind of a big deal. Okay, so then let's go ahead and get some gateway to the divine for some guidance around what's blocking that healing and what can assist you to achieve that healing during this period of time. Don't want to miss this energy or opportunity to enlist this energy in that process. It's going to make it so much easier. This healing needs to be done anyway. But if you utilize the eclipse energy, it's like in a video game where you get those like crystals and it like boosts your energy for like a short period. That's what this eclipse energy is going to do for healing specifically. So this is the time. I don't know when you expect the next one to come, but I recommend jumping on it. Just jump right on it. Okay. So, blocks for this healing energy. Yeah. So the first block, temperance, just like I was saying with that balance, generosity, exploitation, give and take. And then get some clarifiers on that. What are we balancing here? It needs to be balanced for this strength to be restored. And what's blocking that balance? That was causing that imbalance. What resistance is there? Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to show it to you how it came out. So we have the Temperance card, which again is indicating balance. So then I asked, what are we balancing? And then we had these three cards come out. So you have the Page of Wands, You have the Seven of Wands. You have the Six of Wands. So what I'm getting out of this is this block for the strength healing that needs to be done is imbalance, a lack of balance. We've already gotten into that, there's an issue with giving and taking. And then how it's coming through is, it's like I'm getting a very, very strong message of there's a fear that if we go for it, whatever we want the most, our greatest wellness, our dreams, our ambitions, and we are victorious. This is all about admiration too. So it's not just about victory. It's like this is depicting that parade that they throw for a soldier when they come home. They've saved everybody. It's a big deal. It's a lot of gratitude, approval, and attention, and praise. And so what I'm getting a very strong message is that there's a fear here of how other people are going to feel if you get this spot. And, you know, there's like this, this energy of like expecting to have everyone against you. And you're up and you're above them. You're on like your stage or your platform, your podium, and you're like, stay back. Like, I got my way here fair and square, but you know, it's hard to enjoy something like this when you've got people coming to attack you. But this is perception. It's just perception. Because if you haven't gone for that thing, then you don't know. So then that comes through, for me, the Page of Cups is like, I have this passion, I have this talent, I have this thing that I can go forward with that could very well bring me here. But for the fear of attack, I'm just going to stay back as a little page. Just as a little page, apprehensive in the corner. And then just to like confirm that, again, I get that basically there's going to be, there's a fear of the fire, the anger, that jealousy, and judgmental energy if you get yours. If you get yours, somebody's not going to be happy about it, or maybe a whole bunch of people. And honestly, if that's your situation, then it's no wonder you're changing everything. Because if you look around your life and you have fear of success, if you're afraid that you're going to be attacked if you succeed, then whomever you're afraid is going to attack you need not be in your life, or there's something to really sort out with them. Because people who love you and support you and are in your corner and are in alignment with your wellness will never stand in your way, try to deter you, or hold you back. They will always support your happiness and your success, whatever that looks like. So sometimes that means you got to cut people out of your life, and sometimes that means that you have to just completely change the game on them. Set a whole new precedent within your relationship with them. I know this is how it's been, that this is how it is now. Or if you're down for that, I would love to have you in my life and continue our relationship, our friendship, whatever it is. And if not, I gotta go. I gotta move on. Life goes on. The world keeps turning. Okay. And so I'm also going to take a look at some energies. I'm just clearing the cards as they're taking up a lot of room. Some energies to lean into for this healing, and some energies to beware of. Stay away. So what energy do you want to lean into for this healing? That's too many. Too many. Okay. What energy does this group want to move into to achieve this healing? Okay. So Eight of Cups. Release, let go, walk away. I know for me personally, when I've had to do that in my life, it's been really hard because you feel some kind of obligation to those friendships, to those relationships, to your point of view, the person you said, not said you were, that's who you were at that time. When you were letting go of big things like that and walking away, there's like this shame around quitting or, giving up or, something like that. But if it needs to happen, it needs to happen. It's great when people are happy for you, but even if they're mad that you've gone to start a different life, that it's time. You have outgrown that situation. There is no staying there. There is no going back. At least not being healthy and happy doing so. So what do we want to focus on? This lunar eclipse. Okay. So basically, I'm getting, keep a little more for yourself than you're used to. I'm getting that your judgment on what is reasonable to give and what is reasonable to expect back in return is not balanced. And until you have a more sound idea of how that is healthy for you, exactly in what measure give and take is healthy for you, hold back. Just hold back. If you hold back, it's there to give at a different time. If you make a mistake, you slip up and you give too much and nothing, you're not getting a return on that, you are depleted. It's not going to be good for you. So, energies to stay away from, beware, the things that are going to inhibit this healing process. Okay. So what I'm getting is, don't be too in your head, this Knight of Swords. That's your ego. Go from your gut. Tap into positive energy inside of yourself. And once you get into that energy, then think about your situation.